Hi everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am here to share with you what I have been warming and burning lately. I have a lot to talk about in the burning department, so we will talk about that second. Let's talk about the warming first, which isn't quite as much. I emptied this bin with all of my empties to include in that video, so that is why it's not quite as much, but my candles I did set aside. And I know this is kind of coming late in the week, so I'm starting a new pile for next week's, and I hope to be back on track for that. So let's just get going. Let's start with, dang, I forgot something over there. Okay, I know it has to do with these samples. So I have a Luna and I have a Luna mid notes, and I'm pretty sure I have a Luna base notes over there. So lots of Luna at the office this week. Also have Luna pods going at the office this week. Speaking of pods, finished up a sparkling magnolia pod. So these things are all gonna go into the empties bin for the end of the month. Let's keep going with Scentsy. Let's talk about my brick quick. So I worked on a little bit of vanilla bean buttercream, and let me tell you why I worked on this, because there was a reason. So I am trying to test some of the new scents, and I tested out Dutch apple bread. You can probably see where this is going. So this smells very similar to apple cider cake from Country Candle, in my opinion, on cold. It is so spicy. I honestly think this is spicier than the apple cider cake, which I honestly think that one's spicy, and I think this one's spicier. So I was like, what can I do to this? Because it was intense. It was a lot. I, of course, was like, why don't I just mix it with some vanilla bean buttercream? So I did just that. I think I only did, these are cut into fourths. So I think I took a fourth cube and mixed it in with some of the cubes of this. Definitely helped. It actually made it really, really nice. I don't know that I would get more Dutch apple bread, knowing I have to mix it though with vanilla bean buttercream to get a scent that I like. So that's probably gonna be a one and done for me. I'm really curious to see what other people are thinking about it. And then the only other new scent I did was Golden Garland, and this is the one that reminds me of Autumn Road Trip. And honestly, it does really remind me of Autumn Road Trip. I thought it was gonna be different enough to not bother me in the warmers, but it still just kind of reminded me of Autumn Road Trip, which I don't love. If you missed that, I am not a fan of Autumn Road Trip anymore because I overused it in the cleaning products. This hair is just bothering me today. Yeah, it's not exactly the same, but it gives me such a similar feeling. It gives me such a similar feeling. It's kind of giving me a headache. That is, I think, what I was trying to say, and then I said feel. Sorry about that. We got a long way to go in this video for that to be happening already. Okay, and then this was like some of my first transitions into fall, and I've been loving it, but I also was like, I really need to work on the new scents, but I'm really craving some apple. Threw in some crayon apple crumble. Love this scent. I know some people are not fans, and I have lots of this, and it came back in the catalog, so I'm okay with it. I truly think this is like a wonderful scent to me. It smells like apple crisp or something, but I also get like a caramel apple vibe. I'm totally here for it. Did not last very long in my warmers. I did it all day, I think on Friday, and I was home all day. I had a flex day that day, and by Saturday morning, I turned the warmers back on, and it was like, goodbye, see you. So that was kind of a bummer, but like I said, I have plenty, and I need to like get through changing my wax, so I'm not super offended. Like, it didn't bother me that much, but obviously if I didn't have the wax sesh I do, maybe I would be upset about that. And then on my last sort of like summer melting day, I did a combination of Strawberry Swirl and Berry of Paradise. Love Strawberry Swirl. I honestly didn't love Berry of Paradise. Is this focusing? Okay. okay. I don't know if that's focusing. I didn't love Berry of Paradise here in this house. I think, honestly, I might take it out of the club. It may depart the club. It's on my list of things to potentially kick out. So really sorry, Berry of Paradise. But honestly, all these clams were empty. So I am happy about that. I'm kind of back on my warming where I kind of have it situated to kind of empty a clam. So I'm putting a couple in the living room. I have 2 warmers there and then some in the kitchen. So that's been working out great. And then 2 vendor wax I have to share. I have Cider Lane from Rose Girls, and I have 4 cubes left. This is clearly looking beat up, and it's very old because it's looking beat up because it's very old. And then I'm still working on this L3 Waxy Wonders I Put a Spell on You loaf. This scent is so good. I considered getting rid of this at some point just because a loaf is so much wax, but the scent, I cannot get over how good this scent is. It's cinnamon sugar French baguettes top secret bakery bomb blend. Yummy. It's really, really good. And I don't know if there's more mixed into there, but it's good nonetheless. Okay, let's get into the candles. Why don't we? I feel very close. Okay, where should we begin? So I talked recently in a video about like feeling guilty about what I'm kind of working on in the sense of my wax, but mostly my candles. And I kind of came to this conclusion that for right now, in the meantime, I'm gonna do what makes me happy and I'm just gonna like burn whatever I want. I'm not gonna focus on what's oldest. I literally don't care. I feel like my collection's not old enough to really be harping on myself as much as I was about getting through my oldest stash. My wax also, I pulled out all my fall bars and I don't really have anything older. I really only have a couple clams from 2021. So like honestly, majority of it's from last year and then this year. That's not bad at all. So I'm like, don't even worry about that stash, just grab what you want. And I have all my fall bars kind of pulled out into my storage bin. For the candles, I just pulled out anything that I felt like I could burn right now in September. I'm gonna do the same thing when October comes around. I think I'm just gonna like set aside anything that I'm like over and keep out anything current and then pull out like my pumpkins and stuff. So that is kind of the basis of this, and that's why it's so like many and not like significant burns, but just a lot of different things, because I was like, this is what's bringing me joy and I'm gonna keep doing this, and I've been very happy with it. So let's get into it. Worked on some apple cider cake from Country Candle. I did this the day I worked on the Dutch apple bread because I thought they were super similar. Honestly, I think I like this scent more. These candle jars, like they just take forever to get through. I have so much of this left and I've probably burned it a good 10 times already, and look at it, like it just never goes down. This is still the paraffin formula. I don't have terrible luck yet with these jars. I obviously though am not that far through them, so I do enjoy this scent. It is on the spicy side though. If you are spice adverse, I would not recommend it. I have too many things in too many different places. Okay, next I worked on this in the bathroom one day because I was just really excited. I just wanted to smell it. It's the Kringle Mon Amor. This is the large jar, and I don't know if you can even tell, but I only did like that very small amount, but this is such a good scent. This to me, and honestly Kringles in general, I feel like they need to get a wax pool fully before they kind of start throwing scent. So I find that especially when you first burn them, I don't know if this changes kind of as you go down through the jar, but until about the 2-hour mark, I don't get much throw. So this one, when it started going in the bathroom, I was like, can I not even smell this in my bathroom? Like, what is happening? And then by hour 3, kind of right before I put it out, it was definitely pumping out in the bathroom. It was very, very good. So I do find with the Kringles, I remember from some other Kringles I've burned, it kind of was like that slow start, and then once the wax pool got like a solid amount, it started pumping out the fragrance. So really happy. I like reaching for a Kringle when I want to reach for something that I'm not too concerned about the burn time with. If there is something, how do I want to say this? Like if I have a longer period of time and I'm like, I just want to burn something for kind of like an extended period, I'll reach for a Kringle versus like a Bath and Body Works, any other candle, honestly, that I have in my collection. They kind of need to be watched a little bit more and put out at that like 3 to 4 hour mark. So that's kind of my status there. Worked on Country Candle Coffee Shop, and this is also still in the paraffin formula, as you can see. This one I'm not quite as far through as the apple cider cake, and I don't know why, but it really feels like it's kind of crooked. Maybe the label is crooked. Like the wax looks, nope, it's the label. I was like, did I set this sideways? Like, how did it get sideways like that? But it's the label. This one is super amazing. It's really, really good when it's burning. It smells kind of heavy on a caramel-ish note on cold, but I don't get that on warm. I don't know if it's like an espresso. It kind of get those vibes with like a lot of creamer. But also this is coffee shop. This isn't just a coffee candle. It's kind of like bakery and all of those things. So I like doing this in the mornings. And I think kind of what I might start doing is try to focus my coffee candles on the weekend or days off that I have, and try to work on some of my more like coffee wax melts during the week when I don't have quite as much time in the mornings and I need to go more out the door. But I still want to work on both of them, but I think that's maybe a better plan. So I do like coffee shop. I was totally craving this, so I had to pull it out, and I might pull it back around. This is Bath & Body Works Washington's Finest Apple Macchiato. You can tell, you guys, like I did actually use this quite a few times. Hopefully you can tell that, like it's just more than one burn, but this throws so well. It is last year's version. I also did pick up this year's version, but I just wanted to obviously use this one first since it's older. I totally love it. It smells way more intense when it's burning than it does on cold. The notes are Washington spiced apples, hint of cinnamon, caramel drizzle, frothed milk. I just feel like it smells, I don't know if in my head it smells like the drink you get from Starbucks, because like they're technically not the same. Like what is the drink? The apple oat milk crisp macchiato, espresso, whatever, that type of drink. They're not quite the same. I think just the naming has in my head thinking they're the same. I think this smells better because there's way more apple versus like the coffee, obviously, and the espresso in the Bath and Body or the Starbucks drink. So it's just like warm, spicy apples. I don't like get coffee per se, but it's also really nice in the mornings. But I don't feel like it's only for morning, if that makes sense. Okay, and then this was kind of my like, stay there. This is kind of my like summer to fall transition, which I feel like is still kind of appropriate, but it's Summer Boardwalk. And I like this packaging makes me feel super summery, but it's kind of like a caramel apple-esque. It's caramel glazed popcorn, warm taffy apples, salty sweet cream. I feel like on cold you get more of the like popcorn-ish note, but I feel like when it's burning I really just get like a different take on a caramel apple scent. But the packaging gives me super like summer vibes. I mean, it obviously says summer, but like the colors and everything. But still have been working on this. I feel like through September, this will probably be okay. Maybe like before September 21st type action, before it's like officially fall. But I don't feel like I would be offended if I had to like keep this in my collection for next like August-ish. I feel like that could be nice. I kind of wish I would have pulled it out a little sooner. Obviously, I wasn't in the mode I was then with my candle stash. And then same kind of situation here for this candle. This is Bath & Body Works Berry Waffle Cone. This one is burning atrociously, as you can see. One of the wicks actually was very off-centered. I think it was this guy up here, and I kind of fixed him, kind of. I mean, they all look pretty even, but like, I don't know if you can tell, they're super short. They have those like white tips, which means they're not doing well. And obviously we have this whole situation over here, but I'm just gonna keep burning it until I'm like, either it's toast and I want to crock it. That's probably what I'll keep doing, honestly. So might not be still this season, like I said, because this to me kind of is like August, September. So by the end of September, I'll probably be over this. This is like my, it's still summer, but I want it to be fall candle. And I feel like I'm almost past that because it's feeling very fall here. Okay, worked on, I did this today. I did the Golden Garland Autumn Road Trip vibes. It's Better Homes and Gardens Crisp Fall Leaves. And it's this nice seasonally appropriate jar here. And it smells kind of along the same lines as Autumn Road Trip and the Golden Garland. Not entirely like leaves from Bath & Body Works, but a little bit along those lines. I think I'm going to pass this along. When it's burning, and even now that I kind of like have this in my head, I think it's giving me a little bit of like dirty vibes. Like wet leaves on the ground, but they smell dirty. I can't get it out of my head. It's like the only note I can pick out. Like I get, what does it say? Apples, leaves, balsam, berry, vanilla. Like I get the things it's saying, but I think in my head, because I'm thinking like dirt smelling, it's really what I'm picking out. I don't know. And it's kind of just like putting me off. So before I like do anything more with this, I think I'm just going to put it in my pile of like, bring it to work in the break room and see if anybody wants it, because I'm sure someone would enjoy it and I would love them to enjoy it, but it's just not gonna be me, I don't think. And I would hate to just hold on to it in the hopes that I would use it. I would rather just have experienced it. No, I don't love it. Pass it along. So that's what I'm gonna do. I did some more Kringle. I feel like I have nowhere to put my legs because I'm sitting right up against, like, I'm in a totally different spot than I normally film back there, but all of this was over here. Okay, I have Crinkle Donut Worry. This smells so good on cold. This one, I feel like, I barely remember doing this. I did this on a night and I only had it lit for like an hour because we ended up going on a walk or leaving the house or something, and I had to put it out like kind of soon. Also, it's kind of doing a little bit of a funny thing. I think it's just the soy wax formula. It's kind of has like little divots in it. I don't know. It's kind of funny, but I really like this one, and I felt like this is kind of a non-seasonal scent. So this was one of the warmer days. I was like, this will be a good one to just kind of have something going that isn't super spring, summer, or fall, winter. Okay. These are my last two that I have to share, and then I will let you be on your way. So I recently picked this up. This is the Better Homes and Gardens, and it's their salted honey and vanilla. But look at this packaging, stunning, right? It's in their new wood wick formula. Style? Presentation? Anyway, it has notes of salted honey, caramel, macadamia, milk, vanilla, and brown sugar. Smells amazing. The wax is also black. Not sure if you're going to be able to tell by the state of this, but if you can see that little circle in the middle, I tried to burn this multiple times, and the wood wick, if you can see it, it's not like entirely centered, which I don't think is a huge problem, but the flame on this was insanity. Like, I trimmed the wood wick after I lit it the first time because I was like, this is just crazy. I trimmed it almost in half, and I don't know if I technically need to go shorter. Maybe you can advise me and maybe that'll solve my problems, but I cut it and I feel like it's not very long, if you can tell in there. And I relit it and it was still like the flames were coming above this jar. Like the wicks maybe like right here, and they were like coming all the way up to here. And like, yes, I get this is a very large wick like this way, but like the flames were so tall. I was like, this is such a hazard. I put it out again and I was like, I don't think I feel comfortable relighting this. Like, I don't know if I have a solution. So I think that maybe if you guys recommend, if you're familiar with wood wicks, let me know, and then obviously I can go that route. But otherwise, I think this might be just like a nice on the patio type candle. I would feel way more comfortable with that flame size not in my house. So unless I get other recommendations, like, yeah, just trim it down more, or here's a good wood wick tip, I'll probably just reserve this for on the patio, or like if we're doing things outside in the garage, etc., which seems excessive. Like, why do we need to be doing that? But I do want to enjoy this. Like, I love the scent of it, and because of the shape of this jar, I can't like put it in my crock, and I can't just like pop the wax out to put in my crock, because look at this. It's not, that's no, you guys know it's not gonna work like that. Okay. And then, after that situation, I was like, I want to burn a candle in that style of jar. I don't know why that was like in my head and what I couldn't get past that day, but that was the situation. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. So I stopped with that scent, and then I pulled out my Better Homes and Gardens Farm Apple and Pumpkin. And I feel like, honestly, this wasn't overly scented. It was pretty much more just so for the ambiance of having this actual container going. Like, I don't feel like it was actually providing much scent. I had my wax melts going though, and they were in a different scent, so maybe this is why, but I really was just like, I want this jar going. It looked pretty, and that was about that. It definitely pooled way better on this side than it did on this side, if you can tell. But once again, I don't know if I'm overly worried about this jar because of the style. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to pop out the wax regardless, so like, I'll let it burn as best as it can and do its thing, and then we'll just move on. So Farm Apple and Pumpkin smells like a classic, but it's honestly just not that strong. Apple, pumpkin, cinnamon, orange, maple butter. I kind of get a waxy note. Like, it's really not doing that much. I don't know. Probably will try to burn it again to see if I get any differing results. I don't want to write it off quite yet, but not super strong on cold or even when it was going. So that is everything I have. Like I said, I'm starting next week's pile. I also did just get my harvest order in, so I think the next video I film will be me unboxing my harvest items. Who is excited? So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.